Hi everyone. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Taylor Bokel. I've been in the Air Force for 7.5 years now. The last 2.5 years, my career field has been occupational safety and health. During my 2.5 years, I was able to complete the car seat technician course. So I am a certified car seat technician, and I learned a ton of stuff that I did not know during that course. And surprisingly, it's not as in your face on the internet as I would have thought it would be. So that's why I'm making this video. I want to share with you the things that I learned during that course and the things that a lot of mothers don't know. So the first thing I want to say is read your manual. I don't care if it's your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth kid. I don't care if it's your 10th car seat. Read the manual, because there may be something that you didn't know or something that changed, or whatever the case may be. If you're using your first baby's car seat for your second baby, use the manual, look at the manual, inspect the car seat, make sure it's not expired, make sure there are not any recalls on the equipment. So part of the reason I'm making this video is because, like I said, my career field is safety. I feel obligated to reach out to people if I see a mistake in the car seat safety. That being said, it is very uncomfortable to reach out to a mother, especially if you don't know them really well, to tell them, hey, this is incorrect, tweak it like this, to have your baby in the most safe position. I'll tell you, it doesn't even matter if it's your best friend. The conversation is uncomfortable. I had this conversation with my best friend. Although I wasn't correcting anything that she was talking about, she actually told me about some things that I'll tell you in this video. That she experienced that I hadn't experienced yet because my son was not old enough. A little more background, I have 2 kids. One is 2 years old, and my youngest is almost 3 months old. So let's start with jackets. Although it's starting to warm up already. For most people, it's super warm here. We're in Mississippi. Now, jackets. Lightweight jackets are okay. Layered jackets are okay. When you get to the bubble jackets, anything with air, or really thick jackets, that's not okay. You cannot put your child in a car seat with a very thick or a bubble jacket. Reason being is the jacket creates space in between the car seat and the child, in between the belt and the child. That's not okay. The reason the belt needs to be as close to your child as possible is because the child can slip out of the car seat. God forbid you're ever in a car accident with your child in the car. If there is any extra space, the child can slip out. If the child is not properly installed in the car seat, the child can slip out of the car seat. No one wants that. So that brings me to number 2, the chest clip. The chest clip has to be in the correct spot, or again, your child can slip out. So the chest clip. Most car seats, I think, have a little demonstration on them, but armpit level. It needs to be at armpit level. So the chest clip should be right about here. Now, if you see on me, that's the strong part of your chest. If you have the chest clip too low or too high, you can choke the child. If the child whips forward in any way, you can choke the child, or you can damage internal organs with the seatbelt if you have it installed, if you have the child installed improperly. If you have it across the chest here, that's the strong part of the chest, and the child is more protected. Okay, so chest clip. I'm going to say it again. Make sure it's at our armpit level. That is the most important, aside from or in conjunction with how tight you have the child in the car seat. The child needs to be snug, again, to keep them from slipping out if you have an accident. So one thing they mentioned in the class, at the very beginning, the very first day, they said, forget everything you know or everything you think you know about a car seat, because you likely have not been in a car accident with your child. What that means is you have a survivor's mentality. Well, my kid was fine. Well, my kid, well, we did this. Well, we were fine. Question is, ask yourself this: have you ever been in a major car accident with your child in the car with any type of car seat, right? So if the answer is no, then you need to forget what you know, what you think you know, and go by the guidelines that, like I said, they're not out there as easily to find, but you need to go with the guidance. And there is a way to contact your local car seat technicians. Just Google it. What a lot of car seat technicians will do, what we're trained to do, is to meet with you and actually help you install the car seat. So take advantage of that. Okay, I want to talk about rear facing versus frontward facing, because that's another thing that I see online all the time, and it's so uncomfortable. And half the time, frankly, I don't reach out to the parents, and I want to. Rear facing, you need to leave that child rear facing as long as you can. And when I say as you can, I mean as long as the car seat will hold your child. There is a weight and height requirement or limitation for every car seat. Look it up in your manual. You'll find it in your manual. If your child does not exceed the weight or height, it's not an and, it's an or, then you need to keep your kid rear facing. The reason they need to be rear facing is spinal cord injuries, okay? If they are rear facing, they don't get that whiplash the way they would if they are forward facing if you're in a car accident. The reason you leave them in there as long as you can is because the longer your child is growing, the stronger they're growing, the stronger their neck muscles, the stronger everything is in their body. So it is safer to then turn them to the front. I believe it is recommended 2 to 3 years old. My son is 2 and he is still rear facing. I want to say most car seats are 65 pounds and then you have to turn them to the front. So if you have a big baby, like my daughter, 8.5 pounds when she was born, 2 months she was 13.9. So she might have to go forward facing sooner than my son, but I will not turn her forward facing until she is at max capacity for the rear facing car seat. That is so important, you guys, so important, okay? I see it all the time. Keep your babies rear facing. It might be a little more difficult, especially if you're in an SUV and they're in the back of the car. Keep them rear facing as long as you can, please. It's very important, okay? Aftermarket toys, pads, really anything aftermarket added to the car seat, no go, okay? If you have the pad, the removable pad around their neck or around their head, if it didn't come with the car seat, throw it away. Literally, trash it. Toys. So I'm gonna get into a few things that are gonna be what you should do. And then as a mother, you make the determination, you make the decision. Is it worth the risk? Are you willing to take the risk for whatever the case may be? So toys. Toys can suffocate a small baby. So if you have an infant, I don't recommend toys. I just don't. Now, toys when they're older, this is another thing. Anything that is not tied down in the car, such as toys, sunshades, mirrors, strollers, umbrellas, anything in your car, if you get into a car accident, can become a projectile. If you get in a car accident and your car, God forbid, flips, if you have anything loose in the car, it can hit you in the head, it can hit the baby in the head. That includes toys, iPads, anything that's not, like I said, tied down to the vehicle can become a projectile and can kill you. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I have had a trunk full of canned goods. The babies weren't with me, but I had a trunk full of canned goods in my SUV, so my trunk is a part of the car. I thought about it the whole time, like, oh goodness, you know, if I was to get in a wreck, those could fly out. So let me get back to mirrors, okay? It's actually not recommended that you have mirrors in your car, like on the headboard to see the baby. I have 2 mirrors. I will never give up my mirrors. One thing I did see online though is they make cameras that can point at your child, and you actually have a screen up in front of you on the dashboard. I think there's one on Amazon for like $30. So that's definitely an option. It's something I've been looking at, but the one when you have 2 small kids is much more expensive, so I haven't done it yet. But I'm still looking into it. I just recently switched from the sunshades that suction cup onto the windows. I switched from those partially because of what I'm talking about, and partially because the suction wasn't very good and it came off a couple times. I got the slip-on ones that go over the whole car, over the whole car door window, and they work just fine. They can't come off in an accident, so I'm much more comfortable with those than I am the suction cupped ones. So this is what I was talking about. My best friend taught me, or gave me insight into, because I haven't had this problem yet. Knock on wood, I still haven't had this problem. Her children would move the chest clip up and down and or unbuckle it. So when that time comes for me, if that comes about for me, I will teach my kids, they better not unclip it. They better not move it, okay? Use your parenting techniques on that, however you have to. But again, that's another reason for my mirrors. I will not get rid of my mirrors because I can see where his clip is. So I recently got last year I got a new vehicle. When I was shopping for vehicles, I was going to get cloth seats. I personally do not like leather seats, so I was going to get cloth seats. I thought, well, you know what? I'm sure they make seat protectors to go underneath car seats. And guess what? They do. And guess what? You can't use them. That puts space in between the seat and the car seat, just like the jackets, the belt, and the child. You don't want to put anything in between the seat and the car seat. Just another thing you shouldn't do. You really shouldn't do it. I wanted to talk about this too. So back to toys. If you do choose to use toys in the car, you could potentially zip tie them or secure them somehow onto the handle. Again, that's just an idea, something that I kind of thought up, not recommended by actual professionals that teach this stuff. But if you have a child that won't stop screaming and is going to cause you to be distracted in the car, but a toy will fix that, maybe you zip tie it, and that way the toy is dangling far enough away to where it won't touch the baby's face, but they can see it. I don't know, just an idea. And back to the mirrors, my Camry, the back headrest didn't move up and down. So I wasn't able to loop the strap around the back of the headrest. So my mirror was not as secured as it is now. My mirror is very secure in my car, and that makes me feel more comfortable with having it. I don't feel like it is a big enough hazard in my opinion. Like I said, they don't recommend it, but as a mother, I'm not getting rid of my mirrors. I'm gonna make sure they're as secure as possible. And I did take the mirror out of the Camry. I don't have a mirror in the Camry anymore, but we generally don't drive the Camry. We drive my car because we only have one car seat for my son. So we don't want to switch in and out all the time. Another thing you can do with the stuff in your trunk, if you have an SUV, is get a cargo net. Leave the seats up whenever possible. If you don't have a bunch of stuff back there, or you're not picking up groceries, or whatever the case may be, why you would lay your seats down, leave them up if you have stuff back there. Put your umbrella in a glove box. All types of things you can do to alleviate some of these issues. Okay, one thing that blew my mind is you cannot use the clips to install the car seat and the seat belt at the same time. It is one or the other. One or the other. I had no idea. Okay, so now talking about installing the seat. Ladies, you are not supposed to put your knee in the seat to secure it. Reason I say ladies is, well, if I can't get that car seat as snug as Derek can go and get that car seat, I'm gonna put more weight. I'm gonna do what I have to get it as secure as possible. So what I recommend, what I do personally, is I will put a slight bit of weight in with my knee. Tighten it, check it. If it still wobbles, I'll put a little bit more weight. Tighten it, check it. If it still wobbles, a little bit more, okay? So on and so forth. But do not put your full weight in the seat when you're installing it. Reason being is those clips have a weight max. If you are putting your full weight into that car seat, securing it, then you're putting more tension on those car seat hooks than they are designed to have on a continuous basis, okay? So don't put your knee in the seat when you're installing it, don't put your full weight in the seat when you're installing it. Just a little bit in increments, tighten it a little bit, so on and so forth. Okay, last thing I want to say is I bought the Traverse for my family car. The safety features in that car are insane. It's got cameras out the wazoo. It's got a forward collision alert. It's got a pedestrian collision alert. It's got lane assist, and it's got the follow behind notification. If you're too close, it's going to pop up on your dashboard. So if you have questions about the Traverse or the safety features or whatever, let me know. Message me and I will go deeper into that. But I bought it strictly for the safety features, and I absolutely love it. So that is all I've got. That covers my notes. If you have questions, if you have comments, if you have concerns, comment below. Let me know. I will try to address everyone's comments, everyone's questions, everyone's concerns. And if not, give me a thumbs up, a like, share this video. The reason I made this video is to help as many mothers as I can, as many fathers as I can, as many aunts, uncles, grandparents who may be using the car seat. So share it, and hopefully you learned something. And if not, great, that's cool. I'm happy that you knew everything about the car seats already. I know I definitely learned some stuff when I went through that course. So have a great day. Thank you for watching, and I hope to hear from you in the comments.
Just grip. 2 fingers is good. I like to fix his shirt underneath just so he's comfy.